Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank, you are listening, caring partner.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. We are honored to have John Miamu of Miamu Properties, who believes it's her mission to actually change the perception of what we think about the real estate. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Real estate is an industry that baffles a lot of us in the sense that sometimes we get the right information, sometimes we don't, we get conned. But then you are here to change all that.
Yes.
How did you get into it?
I can say perchance, although I studied at Kenya Polytechnic and did a diploma as a secretary and got called into an advocate firm. So that's where it all began.
How is that related to real estate? I mean, this is legal and this is real estate.
Lawyers have particular things that they do. You have litigants, you even have conveyancing lawyers. And I happen to fall under conveyancing lawyers. And that is where I learned my trade.
At what point did you decide to leave the legal profession to join the real estate business?
First, I worked as a secretary. Then from a secretary, I was like promoted to become a PA. And I worked for quite some time as a PA. However, at that time I also found my love and we started a family. It was not possible for me to continue working. At some point I got sacked, so I had to go back home. After I was sacked, I had to look for money. I have a small baby at home. I need to put bread on the table. Yes, so that is where it all began.
How did you get your first client?
I sat back at home and I knew that I cannot sit there and expect manna from heaven. I made a few calls to some of the lawyers who I had worked for before, and they gave me some work. But I started work as a conveyancing clerk, and I'd be sent to and from the office to Earthy House to help with the paperwork. That is where I started. I met by chance a client who was really frustrated, and they trusted me to do some work for them. And from there was no turning back.
What is it about this industry that you love so much, you're very passionate about?
Property is so diverse. From the paperwork to the meeting the client, to going to the field, going to a house that is newly built, selling it, getting a building that is dilapidated, doing it up and selling it. It's really exciting. I first sold one property that was a go down, and it felt so good calling the client, taking the client on site, selling the property to him, him buying it on spot, and me getting that first commission and being able to pay bills. Oh, it felt really nice. And I thought to myself, why then am I expecting to be employed anymore? Because I was still looking for a job even whilst I was running up and down. And my husband supporting me from home, that was really big.
So it was a sweet victory, basically, when it came to your first job.
Yes.
And you have not looked back.
I have not looked back because I saw that I truly did not need to be employed anymore. Even as I was looking for a job at that time, and they were not coming through at the pay that I was expecting and I wanted. Then here is a check that is a few 5 zeros. I was like, what? I've never gotten a check like that. So I was very happy.
One of the things you told me earlier is that your company is very unique. Why is it unique? What makes it stand out from the rest of the real estate agents that we know of?
Miamu Properties stands out in that we scout for properties. This entails you coming to us and saying, oh, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom house, and we want it in a certain area, and this is my budget. So that is what I take. We go out of our way to look for that particular property at the budget that you want. Yes. So that makes us unique from other property agents. I make sure that I get exactly what you want. For example, we had a client who was looking to buy a house. He was looking to buy a house on Brookside Drive. His budget was 25 million, and he wanted a 4-bedroom apartment. He gave us a timeline of about a month. Luckily, he had given us enough time. So within 2 weeks, we had found a house for him. We found several places that he could buy, and then he settled for one. So we met his need. An added bonus was that the house had a swimming pool to it. So he was really happy. At the end of the day, my job is to make sure that the client is satisfied. We offer after-sales services.
Which entail?
For example, he bought the house and the floor was not really to his standard. So he wanted us to come in again and get someone to redo the floor. And I was able to get that done for him. He was very happy. And he has since then referred me to so many other clients. Yes.
John, there must be a lot of frustrations when it comes to your industry, especially when it comes to clients. Yeah. And would like to talk about that after this short break.
Okay.
More of Joan's inspiring story after the break.
Going back to school is easy and convenient with Equity Bank. You can get a banker's check for 100 shillings. Deposit school fees at any Equity Bank branch or Equity agent for free if the school, college or university has an account with Equity Bank. What's more, you don't have to be an Equity Bank customer to benefit. Visit any Equity Bank branch or Equity agent today to pay your school fees conveniently. Equity Bank, your back to school bank.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our inspiring guest is Joan Miamu of Miamu Properties. Yes. Thank you again for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Joan, your story is very inspiring because you came from being fired, mother, and started this enterprise that you're in the real estate, which is very, very competitive.
Very.
I asked before the break that there are a lot of frustrations when it comes to real estate, and you had mentioned some of them during the break. What are your frustrations?
Getting a client to trust you is a major frustration for me, because there are unscrupulous people out there who are out to make a quick buck. They give us a really bad name by them. So getting you to trust me takes some time. I thank God that some of these frustrations are no longer a hindrance, because we are getting known now that you can trust us.
As your company?
As Miamu Properties.
Miamu Properties.
Because I love the fact that it's word of mouth marketing, where, let's say, for example, here's a client, you've sold the property to him at 25 million. And so what he does is he gives out my cards and says, here's a lady who I've trusted, I've done a very good transaction with. You can trust her to sell your property. You can trust her to get for you the house that you're looking for. Do you want to rent? Joan is the person to go to. Yeah, so that's the way I've been able to get work coming my way.
What other frustrations do you go through?
Not having enough capacity for me has been also a hindrance to my growth, because I'm growing steadily. Then Also, with regard to property, when you sell a property, it doesn't take a day for you to get your commission back. If, I give an example still of the 25 million, or even if I sold a property for 450,000, the transaction, according to the law, should take at least not less than 90 days. It can take between 30 to 90 days. Period. If transfer is difficult, it's not coming through, then it will take up to 90 days. So I have to wait for 3 months to get my commission. So if I've only sold one property, you can imagine how frustrating that is.
What do you do in such a case?
I'm glad that I have many things that I do. One of them is I manage a few properties here and there. As far as Nakuru, they give me money that I can be able to at least pay rent. I'm able to pay salaries. I'm able to survive in the meantime.
How many people are you working with?
I started with 1 employee, and we've grown. Now we are about 5 in the company. I have 2 of them go to the field. 1 stays in the office. My strength mostly is in marketing, in the sales. So we spread ourselves in that way. We have office space that we are renting out, so someone goes to the office space to scout for people who want to rent, like that.
For anybody who wants to either develop or buy property or sell property, what advice would you give them, being where you are today?
You really need to do your due diligence. You need to do a search on that property.
What if you don't have the time? Sometimes I know I want this property, but then I don't have the time to do that.
I advocate for finding a good lawyer who knows about conveyancing, and they will take care of those needs. They will do the search for you. They'll do the rates clearance for you. They'll do the rent clearance for you. They'll do all the payments that need to be done, that are required by the government for you to do, so that you don't have that stress. I have very many lawyers that I know that I can recommend.
And this is not just in Nairobi?
Not just in Nairobi. Over the 16 years, I have people Mombasa, Nakuru, Kisumu, so many in Nairobi. Even the ones within Nairobi have offices spread out. I have one in Nairobi who has offices in Kitengela, in Machakos, in Nakuru, in Eldoret. That should not be a problem at all.
Real estate is a very tough industry to be in. Are there many women in this industry?
There are not that many, but thankfully they're growing. Yeah.
John, what does it take to be a real estate agent or a scout?
To be a scout, anyone can be a scout. To be a real estate agent, you have to be registered under the real estate board. To be a real estate scout, you have to be really hardworking. You have to be driven by yourself. You self-motivated. You wake yourself up, go and look for the work out there, because it entails a lot of walking up and down. You'll get a lot of rejections, so you must have a thick skin.
What keeps you motivated as an entrepreneur?
I must say, I'm born again. I believe in God strongly. As my motivator is prayer. I pray every morning. Before I go to work, I ask the Lord to lead me, to guide my footsteps each and every day, so that I make the right decisions. I have people who are looking up to me, and I have to make the right decisions for them. In the end, I believe that there's something else other than yourself. There's something else out there that makes it happen.
5 years from now?
I look to grow within the counties around Kenya, the 5 major counties in Kenya.
John, why should we choose Miamu properties, really? Because, there's so many others.
There's so many others out there. We stand out in that I really value relationships. So mine is not just to sell to you the property. Mine is to continue having that relationship with you. So I have after-sales service. Are you satisfied with your house as it is? Do you need a plumber? Do you need an electrician? Do you need someone to sand the floor for you? Do you need someone to do the landscaping for you? For example, I come through for you in that regard.
You are a one-stop shop.
I am a one-stop shop.
Joan, thank you very much for your story. Very inspiring. And to know that there are people like you who are actually changing the perception of real estate. People like you who we can trust, really. It's important to know that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Have a blessed week.